Hello, let's have a little look at how to automate the time that things go out. So you don't have to say that it's going to go out at 9:05 in the morning or it's going to go out Thursday afternoon. The system tries to figure out the best time for things to go out. And I'm going to use a few different social media dashboards to do this, just so you can get a feel for the differences. With Buffer, that's bufferapp.com, and I use this in a few of the examples in the different lectures. I write my updates. I choose which updates they go out on. In this case, it's my Twitter, a Facebook page, LinkedIn, and my Google Plus page. Testing social media automation software. Some sucks, some don't. Now, if I click share now, it's just a normal social media dashboard where you put up once and it goes to all the different areas. But if I click Buffer, it will make a decision and send it out on those different platforms when it sees fit. So I click Buffer, it saves it, and now it's ready to go out, or I can click Share Now, or I'll just leave it and it will work out when it should go out. If I add the extension, what you end up with is a button up here. So let's use that button as an alternative to logging into Buffer all the time for the different services. I'll go over here and I'm on Mashable. Here's a Twitter cake, looks good. I'm going to click on that one, load it up. That's kind of interesting. Do I think my audience would be interested in a Twitter cake? Sure. Click the Buffer button. And it says, where do you want to send it to? And I'll say, I'm just going to send it to Twitter because it is a Twitter cake. And instead of clicking share now, I click Buffer again. Woohoo! So now, let's go to Buffer. And I guess what it's doing is it's buffering all the updates and deciding which ones will go out and which ones are important and which ones aren't. So for Google Plus, it's decided it's to go out on the 9th of January. For Twitter, it's gone out at 8:53 a.m. and 6:02 p.m. so you can see the different times and so on. I think you can set up the scheduling here if you want roughly the times it should go out. Otherwise, Buffer itself is making the decision for when things should go out. Also, I can set these are called little bit marklets up here. So these little buttons, or these are called bit marklets as well. So if I click on Sprout Social, it will take this link, give me a pop-up, and then say which accounts do you want it to go out to. And notice the queue here. The queue here is to add to a Sprout queue. So instead of sending it out immediately, which the send button would do, if I click on here, it allows me to put it into a queue to be sent out. So let's have a look at Sprout Social. I think Buffers is quite good, but it doesn't feel to me like that I understand fully the artificial intelligence behind it. Like, why does it send it out at a particular time on a particular platform? And it seems to preset it. I like the ones where it's trying to figure out when most of the activity is going on and then send it out. Sprout Social, as another different dashboard, has Sprout Queue, and that's that queue. When you put the information up either using the extension or directly from within the compose message area, you can have Sprout decide what time that update's going to go out. So again, it doesn't publish it the minute you click publish. It waits and sends it out at an appropriate time. And Hootsuite, of course, has something similar as well. So in this case, let's do it manually. I come back here to Mashable. Just get rid of that one. Copy the link. add the link in here and shrink it and say Twitter cake looks good. And then when I click auto schedule, it will send it out at the time that it thinks has optimal impact by clicking auto schedule. So what this does is it allows you to find links on the net and then use buttons to pre-schedule them and get ready to send stuff out. It will send it out and tell you a particular time that it's going to send it out. So in this case, the mouth-watering Twitter cake buffer has come through and it's choosing to send that out today at 11:58 a.m. It's choosing to send out, we only sent it out on Twitter, but Buffer, Social, Sprout Social and Hootsuite will all give you this auto scheduling area, so you don't have to sit there all the time going, what am I sending out at 9 o'clock? What am I sending out at 10? It will try and stagger and send them out for you. Don't overdo it. Test it. Make sure it works for you and then gradually keep adding things in. I think the last one I want to show you scheduling, auto time-based tool is one called Do Share. And when you click on the button, the extension for Do Share, it takes the link that you were looking at. In this case, it was that cake. And it says, do you want to create a new post? And I say, Twitter is good enough to eat. And it'll ask me, where do you want to share it to? So it's just a very simple little dashboard. It's not a heavy duty dashboard like the others. But the one I like about this is it will allow me to send it to my Google Plus profile. Now, almost all the other tools that I'll show you through these lectures either don't work with Google Plus at all or can only automate Google Plus pages, but Do Share allows you to schedule, share now, put into drafts or whatever. I won't actually do it to Google Plus because Google Plus doesn't like Twitter and the people on Twitter don't like Google Plus mostly. But you can come in here and choose a Google Plus profile or Google Plus page. I'd click schedule and then it will send it through when it thinks is the best time. If you're ever stuck with adding any of these extensions, just go to the chrome.google.com web store or whatever the equivalent is for Firefox or Safari, whatever your services are. I will find them and put them in the lecture notes. And then you click add to Chrome and that will add the button up here for Do Share. When you're ready to manage these, for instance, if you find that you've got a lot of extensions on Chrome and it's slowing your service down, just go to, I think it's Window Extensions on Chrome. Click on Extensions and you can enable and disable Buffer and Circle Count and Do Share and any of the tools that you've been using or you find that maybe you think might be slowing your machine down or something like that. So it's all very manageable within the extensions area. So I hope you found that interesting. We looked at Buffer, we looked at Sprout Social and Hootsuite, and we looked at their auto scheduling feature where they choose the date and time that things will go out. We also looked at extensions such as Do Share and the Buffer app extension, so that when you're on a website and you see something that's interesting, you can click on Do Share or Buffer or one of the others and have it pop up and offer to auto schedule for you. Again, you can use these to share now, or you can buffer them or queue them to go out later. They are, in many cases, a premium product, so you have to upgrade from free to silver or gold or whatever it is that they call their paid for product. But in many cases, it's only a few dollars a month, $9 or $7 or something like that a month. I think Sprout Social's quite a lot more expensive. but definitely Hootsuite and Buffer, and the others are not. So I hope you found that interesting. If you have any more tips around auto scheduling, I'd like to hear them. Maybe we can talk about them in the comments area, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.